On the football field about 4 years ago at Mira Mesa High, the coach at that time let me go onto the field, basically as a character coach, kind of a chaplain in disguise. And so I go in as a character coach, and I found out pretty quick it's the injured players that you end up getting time to talk with because they're on the sidelines. They have to be there at practice, but they're not practicing. So, anyways, I found that sharing with the injured players, just finding out where they're at with life, with school, and whatnot. And as I build that relationship, I can then just end up talking about spiritual values and then hopefully something that might lead to salvation. And so there was one opportunity here where a player on a Friday night game fractured his finger as a defensive end. And I saw him on the curb waiting for a ride, and he was just like in pain. And so I just told him, "Hey, I hope you're feeling better. I can pray for you." And he goes, "I'm okay." So I see him on Monday, on the next day, and he's in line to practice. He didn't have shoulder pads on. He did have his pinky, little splint on there. And so, anyways, he coach asked him, "What are you doing, Solomon?" And he's going, "I'm practicing, coach." He goes, "Not without pads on." Well, my hand, he goes, "Get off my field, right? Come practice when you're ready to really practice." So he felt dejected. He came back to the sidelines, and there I saw my opportunity. Went to talk to him. Make a long story short, Solomon was Muslim. He was Afghani Persian, and so we just started talking. One thing led to, "What are your spiritual values?" And he said, "Well, I'm Muslim, but I have some interest in the Christian God." Can't have much more of a lead in, easier lead in than that. So basically, we talked about that, and right there on the sidelines, like on at the 10-yard line, he accepted Jesus as Lord and Savior. And then he had to deal with living hidden as a Christian in a Muslim home. Uh, and about 3 or 4 weeks into it, he called me up at like 11 o'clock at night one night. And he goes, "Coach, how do I lie to my parents about going to youth group? Should I lie to my parents about going to youth group?" And that was a very legit question. And I just told him that eventually he's going to have to tell his parents. He did. He almost got kicked out, but they ended up, over a long period of time, accepting his Christianity. And he's just fire for God. He theologically, at 3 years walking with God, he's a genius. He can debate any imam about the Muslim faith and counter. They can't beat him because he's just grown so much. He knows the word, he knows the Quran, and he knows the holes in it, and he's able to do that. So Solomon is now a youth leader at church. He comes to my church at Summit Point. He started coming there in disguise, but eventually, he's there. And on the same football team, I know you start talking to other players. They know who you are. You're there. They, "What up, coach?" They're cordial, but they don't want to talk to me, and that's okay, right? Just as things go and how God leads. Well, there was one running back where I talked with him off and on, very sporadically, very short. "I'm fine, coach," type stuff. But it was off season and saw him a little bit, gave me a little bit of eye contact. "Hey, we're making progress." Well, a few months ago, and I run into him at Costco during what would be lunchtime. And I go, "Ronan, what are you doing here at Costco at lunch?" "Oh, I got a pass, whatever." And we started talking, and that broke the ice. And he was going through a few things in his life. And the long and the short of it, in a couple months, he accepted Christ, February 2nd. I remember because it was Groundhog's Day. And just the huge turnaround. He's just a sponge for God. He's in the Word. And a lot of these football players, they've all graduated 1, 2, 3 years ago. And we still meet every Thursday night at the Habit. So you know that what you're doing is making an impact because not only they still want to meet, but they're meeting after they've graduated from high school. One quarterback, Tyson, he left to go to Southern Utah, and he didn't work out there, so he came back to San Diego, and he's right back into our group. He's at Mesa College now, and I don't know. God may be leading me into a JUCO ministry here. Miramar College is about a mile from my house, a quarter mile from the church. A lot of these students who have been in clubs, a lot of these students who've been athletes are going to Miramar College. If they're playing football, they're going to Mesa College, which is rated, I think, ranked 23rd in the nation as I speak here. So good opportunities here that wasn't really looking for, but maybe at junior college that might be working there too.
Perfect.